Everyone say hi to the YouTube.
Hi. Hello.
All right, so I want to show you guys how to do an edge glue up. This is what we were talking about in the classroom a minute ago. That is, how do you glue pieces of wood together, not on their faces, okay, but on their edges, like that. Best way to do it is to use the pipe clamps. So you can see I've already partially glued this together because I was showing my last period class. I want to show you guys how to do it. So the first thing you need to do, get the wood that you want to glue together, and you want to make sure that the edges of your wood, wherever it's getting glued together, have gone through the joiner. So these edges right here, they're nice and flat and square. An adult has run them through the joiner, so everything fits nice and tight. Okay, that's what you want. Same thing. These edges also have gone through the table saw and the joiner, so everything fits together nice and tight. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Once you have your project arranged the way how you want it to look, what I want you to do is grab a pencil, and I want you to draw, I usually draw a triangle on it. You can draw whatever you want, just so long as you can see. Oh, that's not a good pencil.
I have a pencil.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to draw a triangle. That way I know what it's going to look like when I put it together. So I made my triangle on here. I know how the wood's going to go together. So if I lose the wood, and I come back here, and I put it together, I go, oh wait, that's not what I want. Okay. So I'm going to go like that, lining up my triangle. Okay, once I've done that, everything looks good. I'm now going to go grab the pipe clamps off the back wall. You need to use the pipe clamps, not the clamps we normally use. Okay, you're not going to use the bar clamps. So the quick grip clamps are the ones with the blue on them. You're going to use these guys instead. Before you use it, you need to understand how it works. First, you open and close the jaws by pressing this button right here. Sometimes it gets stuck. If it gets stuck because there's glue on it, you can just go like this. Does that make sense? Then it should slide. You want your cranks opened all the way. This is closed. When you can see thread between that point and that point, it's closing. You want it open. That's really important. Okay, you're going to take 2 pipe clamps. Find the shortest ones that will work for your project. Take your pipe clamps. You're going to put one on the table like this. And you're going to put another one on the table like this. Notice how the cranks are hanging off the end of the table. That way you can actually manipulate the crank. You guys see that? Okay. Don't put them upside down. Students do this all the time. Okay. These are the feet, not the clamps. The feet go on the table. Okay, the cool thing about these clamps is that they're going to keep everything flat if you push down on the pipes. So I'm going to take the wood that I want to glue. I'm going to put it into the pipes, on the pipes I should say, like that. I'm going to set everything up, and I'm going to test clamp it before I actually put glue in here. So pretend this part's not glued, but I'm going to test clamp it, which means I'm going to put it in here, I'm going to push down on my crank, and I'm going to keep my, actually that's not the crank, it's the clamp, push down on that, and I'm going to keep it about that far away from the edge of the wood. You guys understand? About a ½ inch. Come over here, I'm going to do the same thing, about that far away, about a ½ inch, maybe a little closer. Then I'm going to crank down. Have I put glue in here yet? No. No glue yet. Okay, I'm just testing it. And I'm going to look at my joint. Okay, while I'm doing this, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to push down. My hand down right here, and I'm going to push down on the pipe while I'm turning it. I want everything to stay flat. Is there glue in here yet? No. Okay, now I'm going to look at it. I'm checking the joints. I want to make sure that everything's tight all along here. I don't want to see any gaps. Also, I'm looking at the bottom. I want to make sure that my pipes are touching the bottom. Is this pipe touching the bottom? You guys over there, can you see it? No, so it needs to be readjusted. I'm just going to go back in here like that. Now I'm checking to make sure it's tight along the bottom, right there and right there. Okay? You guys see that? No gaps. All right, everything looks good, so now I'm going to glue it. When you glue it, you're going to unscrew it. Okay, you're going to take a piece that you want to glue. Take your glue. You're going to put about that much glue on the edge. And take your finger, rub in the glue. It should completely cover the edge. If you have any dry spots, you need to add glue. Don't put too much on, you're just gonna make a huge mess. So I'm doing that. You do that. I'm gonna drop this one in. We're gonna pretend I put glue on there just now. Okay, and now I've gotta add glue to this one too. So same thing, glue right here, like that, rubbing it all the way so it totally covers the wood. Once I start putting glue on, how much time do I have before the glue is gonna start to dry?
2 minutes.
No, not 2 minutes.
2 hours.
You got about 10 minutes. Okay, so you gotta work quick. Have a friend help you while you're doing this. I'm gonna put it in there. I've got glue on. Again, we're pretending I just put glue on those. Now watch, I'm gonna do the same thing I just did. I'm gonna keep my pipe clamps about 1.5 inches away from the ends here, maybe 1 inch. Going down there, I'm gonna push down. If I need to get a friend, I'm gonna have a friend push down right there. Be my friend, Tater. Come on over here. Put your hand right there. Push down really hard. He's gonna push. I'm gonna tighten that down there. We're gonna do the same thing right here. Push right there. There. Okay, thanks. That. I'm checking there. I'm looking for gaps. Don't see any real gaps. Okay, now watch. I'm gonna put one across the top. Notice how this one's not on the bottom. So I'm going here. So I have a pipe clamp, bottom, top, bottom. If this were longer, you would go bottom, top, and you'd alternate. But always do the bottoms first. I'm gonna tighten that down. Once I have everything on, I'm gonna really tighten it down, and you should see the glue squeeze out. It's gonna look like that. Take a couple paper towels, I'm gonna get them kind of wet, and I'm just gonna wipe the extra glue off. Don't get it too wet, because it's gonna dilute the glue, and it will no longer glue properly. So I actually used a little too much water there. Okay, over here, that. Then you're gonna write your name really clearly on this. Normally we write our names on the end grain, right? In this case, I want you to write your name super, super clear. Mr. Super Cool, really smart. What am I missing? And handsome. Lehman. God bless you. Okay, now no one's going to confuse it for theirs. When you're done, you're going to unclamp it and we're going to run it through the thickness planer. The machine over there, the big green machine. That's going to make it flat. Don't try to sand it with the orbital sander. You're not going to get it flat and you'll be sanding for days.